There is a camera that surprises and delights me more than any other camera. It surprises me on almost a daily basis with just how good it is. And it's in my pocket. I'm talking about the iPhone 11 Pro. And the reason I'm so excited today is because PolarPro came out with an entire iPhone 11 Pro filter kit. And today we're gonna talk about this. All right, so PolarPro sent this over to me. This is their new LIGHTCHASER Pro kit. And we got a few different pieces here today. We have the iPhone 11 Pro filter case, LIGHTCHASER Pro Max case. It's the phone case. Then we have a LIGHTCHASER Pro circular polarizer filter, and then a LIGHTCHASER Pro iPhone 11 Max Pro grip, which I don't really know what that does yet. Rail system. All right, this is awesome. Since getting the iPhone 11 Pro, which I haven't really talked about too much on this channel yet, but I'm going to, because I'm going to do an iPhone 11 Pro versus GoPro Hero 8 Black comparison video. Because with the new 0.5 times lens on here, the wide angle lens, I'm getting shots and videos that honestly look as good, if not better, than my GoPro, and this thing is always in my pocket. It's always with me. You hear people say the best camera is the one that's with you, and this one is always with me. So to see PolarPro addressing that with an entire filter kit system makes me super excited, because then we can start getting 180 rule shutter speeds on the iPhone 11 Pro. As a total side note, why do we still call these phones? This is a pocket computer that occasionally makes phone calls. And to be honest, it rarely makes phone calls. Okay, let's get this LIGHTCHASER kit open. We'll start with the case. A very robust box. Okay, so because I'm a dum-dum and I got the iPhone 11 Pro Max, this phone is already gargantuan. It's way too big. When the iPhone 12 comes out, I will go back to the normal size phone because this thing's ridiculous. But because I did get the Max, I'm very sensitive to large cases. I actually use this case for my phone now. It's more like a film. It's barely anything. It really just protects it from scratches, not from drops at all. Because even fitting this thing in my pocket by itself is kind of ridiculous. Then you put a big case on it and So I'm glad to see that PolarPro went with a relatively slim case. They didn't go crazy big. I don't know if Moment cases are still as big as they used to be, but I remember getting one and being like, this is not going in my pocket ever. Oh yeah, it goes on there nicely. Look at that. That's a good looking case. And you'll see it's pretty durable. It's still got a pretty heavy rail around the outside. It's definitely a drop proof case, or I don't know if it's drop proof, but you can tell that they're going for like a much more robust rail system and then a really thin back. So you can see it's kind of raised up. It drops into it, which gives you a little bit more grip. And then on the front, there's a bit of a lip on both sides, which is nice because if it drops, the glass doesn't touch the ground. The case does, in theory. Yeah, it looks nice. I like it. The buttons feel good. Oh, rail system. Okay, look at this. This bit here, I think, is what they're talking about where they say a rail system. I don't know what that's gonna do yet, but on both this side and that side, there's these little burp, 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 burp. And then you can see around the lenses, they really wrapped those tight. It is well around each lens in there. And what I'm really excited to see is that the filter adapter bit looks like it goes around all three lenses, which means that this filter system might work with all three lenses without having to move the lens around. That was my biggest concern when the iPhone 11 Pro came out, was that any sort of filter thing you had, you'd have to move the lens system around to each lens, and you could never zoom smoothly between your widest and your 2x lens. And seeing how this is laid out, where it looks like the filter is gonna cover the entire 3 set of lenses, I think we're gonna be able to do that. I think we're gonna be able to go from 0.5 to 1 to 2 and not see any weirdness in there. Okay, well next up is, we'll do the grip next, because I'm excited to see what this rail system is talking about. All right, that is the grip. It's got like a little slide bit, looks like a slider on top, and a good rubber grip. It's very rubbery. I'm going to read the directions. This is actually a slide and then a press, and then it kinda, you see how it extends it? Slide this button and then I press it. The little arms kind of shoot out a little bit extra, and then when I let go, they snap back in. So this is what the rail system is for. So that little rail system that's kind of already laid out, you've got 1, 2, 3, you've got 4 different places to put this grip, 4 different positions you can put it into, and then it locks in place. Yeah, if I push the button, nothing happens, it won't release. I have to slide and then push to release the grip to get it off. That's nice, because that freaks me out. Any sort of grip thing, any sort of thing that's clamping onto my phone, like, you know these like stretchy ones that you get that are just, I don't know, they're cheap, they seem like, and then you put your phone on a tripod and then you walk around with it and you're shaking it around. Ugh. This seems probably like one of the first systems that I would feel very secure having that on a tripod. Oh, I see what the grip is for. It kind of turns it into like a camera grip. That's a good grip. Why would you have it here then? Oh, okay. So the inside, positions are for if you want to put it on a tripod. That makes sense, because that puts it right in the middle. Then if you put it on a tripod, like, hang on. So both sides of the grip have a 1/4-20, the bottom and the top. So either way you go, you have a 1/4-20 on bottom. You can screw it onto a tripod, and then, boom. That's great. Look at that. And then I still have a 1/4-20 on top, so I could, in theory, mount a cold shoe to 1/4-20 on the top, put a microphone here, run the microphone cable to my lightning, or I could put a light on top. It has just one 1/4-20 on top, but that's nice that it has one on the bottom and one on top. Okay, so last piece to get on is my circular polarizer. Now, if you're doing video, a circular polarizer is less exciting. You probably want the variable ND filter that they're saying they have, or they have an ND8 and they have an ND64. Oh, okay. So this sheet that shows the collection of filters is saying that the CP filter, the circular polarizer filter, this one here, it says that it is compatible with the 0.5 times camera, the 1 times camera, and the 2 times camera. So it is compatible with all 3 cameras, which is very exciting. And then it says the variable ND filter, which is a 3 to 5 stop, will only be compatible with the 1 times and 2 times lens on your camera. So at 0.5, it won't work, which makes sense, because with wide angle lenses, any filter company has always struggled to make a variable ND filter that works well and looks good on a wide angle lens. So right now we're at 22 millimeters. It's not even that wide, but if I was all the way at, that is 16 millimeters. If I was using a variable ND filter on here that wasn't great quality, you'd see these really weird X's that are dark, and it looks terrible. Hang on. Okay. And then the ND8 says that it's compatible with all 3 lenses, and the ND64 says it's compatible with all 3 lenses. And that's because it's just sunglasses. It's just one dark pane that goes over all 3 lenses, and it's set in place. The variable ND filters are weird because it's actually 2 lenses that, as they turn, they're actually polarizers. As they turn, it gets darker and then lighter and then darker. Hard to explain exactly how they work, but they don't usually work well with wide-angled lenses. So if you're looking to pick this kit up, look for either the CP filter, the ND8 filter, or the ND64. The variable ND filter for the 1x and 2x lens, but not for that 0.5x lens, which I love. It's my favorite thing about my new phone is the 0.5 lens. It looks like a GoPro, and I like that. Ooh. This is the circular polarizer filter. It comes in this sweet little case. Here is the actual circularizer. Here's the actual circular polarizer, which is really smooth and really robust for such a tiny little filter. I'm glad that it comes with both a rubber cover for the lens and a plastic case, because if this is in your pocket, I think it's not thick enough that, like, maybe if you did something, I think you'd break it if you weren't too careful. This is definitely gonna be a lens I'm gonna be very careful with. It's just so small and thin, and it's really smooth. It's a good, I mean, this is what I would expect from PolarPro. PolarPro, it always makes a very robust, really clean lens. The detail on this thing is incredible, how tiny everything is. And then on the back, if you can see, there's 4 prongs that are kind of popping up. They almost look like little mushroom prongs. And those match up with the filter system that's on the camera, that adapter bit. And, oh yeah. That's a good, like, lock in there. It, like, locks when it does it. Check that thing out. Look at that. It goes all the way around all 3 lenses, and it's way wide. It's much wider than the 3 lenses. It's not just right around them. It's much more around them. Much more around them. It's much wider. Oh yeah, and then check that out. Look how smooth. Look how smooth that thing rotates. See how it reflects a lot of light there, but then if I keep going, it doesn't reflect very much light. And if you don't know, that is what a circular polarizer filter is for. It's for reducing reflection and glare on things like glass or things like water. If I'm trying to look into a pond, maybe there's some fish swimming in a pond. If I'm above the water without a filter of any kind, I'm gonna just see a reflection from the sun. It's white. But then, as I hold this up and I start spinning the polarizer, once that polarization gets to a certain spot, all of a sudden I can see the fish. And same thing with glass windows, maybe a windshield. You know how there's always movie cameras that sit up on windshields or that are shooting into a windshield, and then you go try it and you're like, I can't see anything because it's just pure glare. It's because you need a circular polarizer. You pop a circular polarizer on there, you spin it to exactly the right angle. As soon as you see it, you go, boom, there it is. Film, record, take picture. Do whatever you want to do, because now you can see into the car. If you've never seen it happen, I'll go try to get some test footage, and I'll put some sample footage at the end of this video that'll show you kind of the before and after of a circular polarizer. Today though, we're kind of more focused on the build quality of all this and the system overall. I am super impressed. So the pricing is $99 for this kit right here. So you get the iPhone case, you get the circular polarizer, and you get the grip. You don't get this tripod. This tripod's mine. You get this grip. So these 3 things, the filter has the, oh yeah, that's so good. So that rubber bit can go on there while it's still on your phone. So if you're moving locations or something like that, you don't want to take the filter off, put it back in its case, you can just pop this rubber cover on, and I'd say that's pretty well protected right there. Not that I think you'd want to like throw this in your pocket like this, but if you're just moving locations, you're moving around, maybe you're gonna put it in a bag or something like that and then go somewhere else, pull it back out. I would trust this, what'd they call it? A Defender case? Defender cover. Oh, okay. So the $99 is a special launch price. It's going to be $119. I do not know when the promotional price of $99 will end, but you can check the first link of the video description and you'll be able to go over there and find out. What I'm really excited to try out though is the ND filters. I already have the ND filters for the GoPro Hero 8, and now I could have an ND filter for my phone so that when I do the iPhone 11 Pro comparison video against the GoPro, we can be at our proper shutter speeds and maintain the 180 rule and in theory just get some really good cinematic footage. I'm very excited to do that test. Like I said, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna get some sample shots, photos, and video with this. We'll end the video with that. But as far as the case goes, as far as the setup goes, it's PolarPro, so it's just really well built. They do They do such a good job at their build quality. I really like this grip. That's a good spot right there. And then I can, oh, then I can be on top of the thing. Yeah, circular polarizers are nice. I do like them. They make photos especially look way better. But with my iPhone, the thing that I'm most excited about now is shooting video with it, and I'd like to get an ND filter set for this. All right, PolarPro Light Chaser iPhone kit. This will be in my pocket, testing and playing. The filter itself is what I'm most impressed at. It's so small. It's like a timepiece, like a watch, you know? And you see like little tiny bits, but they're so detailed and so tiny. And lastly, this kit is out today. Today is its launch day. They are announcing it today. That's why they have that special pricing. And you can find it at the first link in the description, and go get yourself a PolarPro Light Chaser kit. I like it. I'm a fan of this thing. I wonder if I could get a pop socket to stick on that material. It's like a rubber. This piece is like a hard rubber, like thick rubber, and then this outside piece is more hard plastic. Good and durable though. I do like that. All right, let's end with some of that footage that I promised you, and you can see what a circular polarizer does for your photos and video.